There's a book you started 8 months ago, a course you're 90% through, a project that just needs one more hour. And somehow, none of them are done. You tell yourself you'll finish it tomorrow. Then next week. Then you start something new entirely. And the cycle just quietly keeps going. This isn't laziness. It isn't poor time management. There is something much more specific happening. And once you understand it, you'll never see unfinished things the same way again. A psychologist discovered something fascinating. Unfinished things don't just sit quietly in the background. They actively occupy your mental space, pulling attention, whether you want them to or not. This is called the Zeigarnik Effect. Named after psychologist Bluma Zeigarnik, who found that the human mind remembers unfinished tasks far more vividly than completed ones. But here's where it gets interesting. For some people, the fear isn't about starting. The fear is specifically about finishing. And those are completely different problems. The first reason is, finishing means being judged. While something is unfinished, it's protected. Nobody can say it wasn't good enough, because technically it isn't done yet. Think about that. The unfinished thing is a safety net. As long as it's not done, the dream is still intact. Finishing risks the dream meeting reality. And sometimes reality doesn't match. The second reason is finishing means it's over. And some people are genuinely in love with the process. The doing, the becoming. The moment something is done, that feeling disappears. But then the final piece goes in, and the joy deflates like completing it ended the relationship with it. That deflation is real. And most people never talk about it. The third reason is that finishing changes your identity. Right now, you are someone who is writing a book. The moment you finish, you have to become someone who has written one. And that person has to face the world. The process gives you permission to still be becoming. Finishing removes that permission. And becoming for a lot of people feels far safer than having arrived. The fourth reason, and this one goes deeper. Some people grew up in environments where completing things was followed by criticism. You finish and then someone finds the flaw. So the nervous system learned finishing is dangerous. That's not a childhood story anymore. That pattern finish equals criticism is running in the body right now. Every time you get close to done and suddenly lose momentum. That's the pattern protecting you. You know exactly what this looks like in real life. You enroll in the course and stop at 90%. You write the email and leave it in drafts. You get to the last chapter and start a different book. And here's the cruel part. You're not even fully relaxing because the unfinished thing is still there. Pulling, nagging. You're not working and you're not resting. You're stuck in between. The longer it sits unfinished, the bigger it becomes in your mind. A task that would take 2 hours after 3 months of avoidance feels like climbing a mountain you've never trained for. Here's the part that needs to be said honestly. A life of almost finished things has a cost. Not just to your goals, to how you see yourself. Every unfinished thing becomes quiet evidence that you can't follow through. The identity slowly shifts. From someone who creates to someone who starts things. And starting things eventually starts to feel pointless too. Here's the reframe. The fear of finishing is not a discipline problem. It's a protection problem. And protection problems respond to safety, not pressure. The solution isn't to force yourself to the finish line. It's to make the finish line feel less like a verdict and more like a door. Because what's on the other side is just the next beginning. The unfinished thing on your desk right now, it doesn't need more time. It needs you to understand that finished doesn't mean perfect. It means done. And done is brave. Drop your comments. If there's something you've been 90% finished with for longer than you want to admit, you already know what it is. And if this finally explains something, don't forget to subscribe. Psychology Explained Simply.